Team spent all day looking into Suzanne Morphew's autopsy report and researching the chemicals the medical examiner says were found in her system.
Morphew, remember, went missing on Mother's Day in 2020 in Salida, southwest of Colorado Springs. Her body found last fall in a different county south of her home. 11 News anchor Grace Kramer is joining us live from the El Paso County Coroner's Office this evening. Grace, the report says that she died by homicide.
El Paso County Coroner Dr. Leon Kelly signed off on that report along with 4 other doctors. And while that report is rather small, it's only 4 pages, it does bring to light the series of dangerous chemicals that were found within Suzanne's bones.
They know that she was disabled. The conclusion that you can reach from the evidence that they found was that she had to have been disabled by somebody. The question is when, where, why?
According to Suzanne Morphew's autopsy report, only part of her skeleton was recovered in Saguache County back in September. And based on the coroner's finding, her manner of death is a homicide. We spoke with former district attorney David Webster about this finding.
I think once her body was found, there was really no other theory that could be realistic at that point in time. Then now the finding of the drugs in her system confirms that theory as well.
Those drugs are butorphanol, azaparone, and methadomadine. According to a report, quote, these drugs are marketed as a compounded injectable chemical immobilizer for wildlife. Based on my research into the drug trio, Colorado Parks and Wildlife has used them in the past as tranquilizers for black bears. I also spoke with a wildlife sanctuary here in the state who uses them. They tell me that the drugs are by prescription and that they have veterinarians who order them through a DEA license. Webster says how they got into Suzanne's system is likely part of the investigation.
Finding any of the drugs, if any of the drugs were found anywhere, like in somebody's house, in somebody's car, any of that stuff, that's going to be evidence that lends itself towards pointing at a particular individual.
The cause of Suzanne's death has not yet been released. CBI is leading the criminal investigation into this, and the 12th Judicial District may be that prosecuting agency. We are working to find out more. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Grace Kramer, KKTV 11 News.
There's a lot of questions here that remain. We'll stay on top of it. Grace, thank you.
Suzanne's husband, Barry Morphew, was arrested in May of 2021, was expected to go to trial, but prosecutors filed to dismiss the case in 2022 without prejudice. We got a statement from his lawyers today that states in part, quote, the Morphews have prayed the authorities would remove their blinders and not only find Suzanne, but find the suspect responsible for her disappearance and murder. However, the Morphews are left with more questions and answers and a lack of justice for Suzanne, the family, and the community.